while you guys are coming back on, because we got kicked off after our hour, and we have to do the second part of this full moon. But can I just tell you, Anthony Hopkins is the cutest. I just adore that man. Not only as an actor do I adore Anthony Hopkins, but when I went to save the video and publish it and come back on, I follow Anthony Hopkins because I love him. He's just amazing and gifted. And you guys have to go to Anthony Hopkins' page. You have to follow him. He plays piano with his cat. He's sitting there singing and dancing in front of this amazing piece of like modern artwork behind him. And I just looked at it because he's like a little old man now. He's just adorable, and it's just the cutest thing. And yes, I'm saying that about Hannibal Lecter. But he was also the amazing man in Joe Black, Meet Joe Black. And it was just really cool to see. So I'm letting you guys jump back on as I'm babbling about interesting things. If you're new, we are talking about the full moon in Scorpio right now that we're in. That's the last supermoon of 2020. And the positive energy that this moon is actually drawing in, which Mama really testified to, which is great. And it's a healing moon, and it's a truth moon, and it's an awakening sexuality moon, and drawing in the passion and drawing it out so you can be passionate in every area of your life. I am going to babble. I babble all the time. I am a storyteller. I am. And I am a writer, so it just comes out. But plus, I'm Italian. We have big mouths. We just do. But yeah, so the first half of the live has a lot of information on it. It has been saved. It will be uploaded to my YouTube channel, and now we're going to do the rest of the information. So we were talking about working on our finances. So I said in the last part at the very end, break the bondage for yourself that you imprisoned yourself in, cut up some of your credit cards, cancel unused subscriptions, find that money that's being taken from you that you completely forgot about. Go through all of your accounts, locate all the things you signed up for that charge you monthly and you do not even utilize. Get rid of it and forget about it. Now is the time to invest. So this is where we're going, Mags. If you are smart and you look back in history to like the Great Recession and all of those other things, guys, if you look back, who were the people that actually made the money? Remember I said, no, handcuffs are fun. Why would you cut your fur handcuffs? That's silly. That's silly. Made you think a minute though, didn't I? Anyway, okay, so now listen. So there are people who had the money, like the Rockefellers got rich buying real estate. You know, when everybody didn't, if you have a little bit of money, you can invest a little bit of money and have a huge turnaround. Okay, silly is good. Silly is fun. Silly is a whole part of being passionate. You have to be able to laugh and dance. So now is the time to invest. If you can find a way, if you can have a little bit of money, some of that extra money you might be getting, if you're lucky, take that money, invest it, be smart. Because a lot of these things that we need are dropping. Like your price of oil is dropping and all those other things. Different stores are dropping right now because of the stocks and all that other fun stuff. If you're smart, you buy in now when the prices are low. Okay? And then you sell high. So you buy in low and sell high if you want to, or you keep it and you let it grow. But you have to find somebody, if you know somebody that's smart with this, and really, if you can, invest. Create a path of you becoming debt-free and financially solvent. Even the little fish right now can start to swim upstream to become a big fish. So remember that. Look at all these little papers I have to find. Here we go. So set out a path right now of discovery financially to find smarter ways to invest your money that you do have. Scorpio is directly. Now watch how powerful the Scorpio energy is. Scorpio is directly connected, and this is our full moon again, with long-term investments, real estate, stocks, and bonds. Now is the time. Like I said, all the energies are converging in a good way. It's a perfect storm. in a perfect way for positive outcome. Okay? So build your portfolio now. Buy low, sell high. Okay? Make your money when you can make your money. You have a tiny window here, loves. Climb through it. Take your opportunity. Because remember, this Pluto retrograde that we're in Capricorn got the good move energy. We're in a 6-week moon cycle with the my brain went dead, with the Scorpio and the full moon right now. That's going to run for 6 weeks and move into another energy. All this positive flow is moving right now when we needed it. We needed this, guys, right now after all this bullshit that's been going on with COVID-19 and lockdown and quarantines and not being able to get out, not being able to work, losing our freedoms. Okay, and you can choose to be free. There's just a way you go about it, and you go about it in a smart way. Okay? Sometimes you can't go through directly the front door. You guys, when everybody's banging on the front door and screaming and yelling, okay? You don't have to know anything about the stock market. You just have to open up your ears and be smart and look for somebody who does. Okay? Believe it or not, there's a lot of people that do that that are very good, that do it as they do it for fun. I know nothing about it either. I'm an idiot when it comes to that kind of stuff. And I can say that. I'm smart about some things and there's other things I'm clueless about. I can talk about it, but I wouldn't necessarily trust myself into invest on something on my own. So, what was I saying? So you have to remember, a lot of people are screaming and yelling right now, being angry and posting all that negativity. And then there's other people, okay, that are smart. They're not knocking on that front door banging. They look, they step back, and they go around to the side door. They figure out, maybe if I dig a hole and go underneath. They find a way around, because sometimes you have to go around to get through. You have to struggle a little bit. So remember that. So we talk about passion here in Scorpio. Now, Killjoy, you're going to know this because you are very much this way. Your energy, and it's not a bad thing all the time. But straight Scorpios, remember the sign as it stands on its own, its energy, is a bit of a control freak. Scorpio likes to think they are the boss. Sometimes you got to let the Scorpio think they're the boss. So the sign itself is all about power and control, which does tend to leave a bad taste in some people's mouths. But hey, remember, we're all imperfectly imperfect together. We were all here to experience the human existence. We can't blame people for suffering the human condition. So, Scorpios, you can lie underneath that, but I love you deeply. But it's true. You guys like to be in control. It's a truth. So with the Scorpio, you have to know not to hit him straight on and say, no, you're wrong, because they may not necessarily agree with you or get very upset. You have to know how to finesse it a little bit, okay? Butter them up a little bit, stroke their ego a little bit, come in at a different angle, or wait till a later time to try to see them see the light differently. So, because remember, we're all here, all of us, as mere mortals with immortal spirits, okay? Because we all have immortal spirits. So now is the time and energy and space to use this Scorpio energy for power and control. Take that energy, that control freakish energy, and put it to good use. Okay? Put it to good use. Pick your obsessions, because they can obsess, and feed the right addictions. Instead of going to the dark side, go to the light. Or, hell, I'll let you walk the line. As long as you're walking the line and leaning towards the good versus the bad, I'm good with that, because it's going to help you out and everybody else out along with it. Choose what's worthy of getting all hot and bothered about, instead of doing something that makes you or your world, and will, in turn, if you do this in a positive way and focus on the positive things that you want to do and obsess about the good things, you'll change your world and everybody else's world, and you're going to in turn make everybody's world a better place. Okay? So examples, perfect example of changing an addiction and I'm not picking on anybody, it's the truth. I've worked with a lot of, especially training them, a lot of people who were alcoholics or drug addicts that when they quit and they go through the process, all of a sudden they get a sugar addiction and they start eating sugar, which is not necessarily a good thing. Or they start, people who smoke, things like that will quit it, but they have to get something else going. So they'll get real passionate about something else like training, working mitts, boxing, things like that, doing things outside. Try to change your addiction to a healthy addiction and get passionate and hot and bothered about that than something that is causing damage to you or the world around you or the people around you. So for examples, when people are hard on themselves, people take selfies and all of a sudden it's a bad angle and you get a double chin kind of thing. Don't get all worked up about it, okay? It's not worth your time getting upset about it. Everybody suffers that. If it really bothers you, then change that into something positive about doing something about positive about it to help get rid of it. Don't bitch, change your reality. Someone leaves you on red and ignores those messages. My daughters get real pissed off if they're texting somebody and all of a sudden they go, hell no, they just didn't leave me on red for like 3 minutes. And I'm like, really? Oh my God, like they're so attached to their phones. Doesn't matter if they don't return those messages or those emails. Don't sweat it. Hell no. Just delete them if they get on your nerves that bad and make you feel that way. So you want to turn positive things. Changing something in your life and doing something you're positive about. Participating in a way to help your community. Hell yes. Starting a path of improving yourself in a physical and emotional way. You know, improve your life is basically how we go about it. That was 4. I got to go to 5. I'm reading through all my papers. So put your energy in things that will bounce back with abundance and positive energy to you, okay? Stop wasting your time or things you know damn well don't matter and serve you no purpose. So if it's serving you no purpose, get rid of it, let go of it. Why are you dwelling on these things? So brings us to that old saying, because we all know I like to pull out the cliches that we all like to say. What is the definition of insanity? Doing the same thing over and over again and getting the same results. Scorpio, so you know, also has effect and rules over psychic and mystical phenomenon. So this is a good time. Dr. Brian Weiss, which I've mentioned to you guys before, because you know I do past life regressions and soul retrievals with people, is a Scorpio. Okay, and he's also an intellect as well. He started out as, you know, a very analytical thinker, which Scorpios are. They have laser focus, things that are logical, things in order, that type of thing, in a specific way, that controlling thing. He is a Scorpio, and he wrote the book through his work as a doctor. He actually he went into psychiatry eventually in therapy, from being a regular doctor, a surgeon, and wrote one of the books, As Many Lives, Many Masters. And reading that book is going to change how you think about life, death, your soul, and where we go when we pass on, where we were, how we became who we are, and where we're going. That's, like I said, it's amazing when you start opening up and all of a sudden you start asking these questions because you're curious, and then you start investing in it. Then if you turn around and you start moving forward, it's amazing that the answers you'll come up with. So do a past life. So you could do a past life regression with me if you want. A couple of you guys have done it. Soul retrievals with me, and we'll explore both sides of your brains and your spirituality and your subconscious mind. We'll get into that subconscious, which connects to your universal mind, and learn about your past life, your karmic cords, and your future and your destiny. It's all kind of built together. Sometimes you have to go back to move forward. Scorpio, with their need for control, or with its need for control, never misses a thing. It analyzes with laser focus everything. So what is going on in your life that is messy and a little unclear, what's rough right now in your life, rough around its edges, these things, even the littlest, affect you more than you know. So you may not even know it. You could have been sitting next to somebody on the bus that just gave you a nasty look or was grouchy and it had nothing to do with you. And without you realizing it, it affected you in a very negative way. That's why I said when you look at somebody, smile, because it might make their day. Even if they think you're nuts for smiling at them, they're going to go, why? I wonder why they smiled at me. What do they got to be so happy about? And maybe they'll think about something that they should be happy about. Okay? Let me see, because I'm reading what I wrote down. So, things you can work out and fix. Of course you want to know about before I get back into that, of course you want to know about your past lives. Why not? Sometimes you have to go back and there's things that block you in this lifetime or conditions you have, like health conditions, not all of them that you have in this lifetime that actually came from another lifetime. Sometimes you have to go back and see who you were, and you'll actually see maybe in this life who you're with that was with you in another lifetime, or you could see why maybe you still run the circles of falling in the same type of relationships or attracting the same energy. Past lives are not scary. Past lives are actually usually amazing experiences, and they're knowings, because you don't feel the pain if there was pain or trauma, because you go into some lifetimes and they were just fine. But it's like it's an out-of-body experience where you're floating over yourself and you see things for a reason. Wait till I get to the end of this, Yellow Wolf. It's going to be interesting. You said snakes when I get to the end of this live. But you start recognizing things and go, oh, wow, that makes sense to me. That's why I might be afraid of somebody leaving me, or that's why I can't breathe and I get stuck in closed-in places. You find out a lot of truths and you come to terms with it. Like I did a soul retrieval with the other day, and I warned people, a soul retrieval are very emotional. You go into a past lifetime, okay? In past lifetime, you see what's going on, but you don't feel it. You bear witness to it, so you understand and you know, and you bring that back to this lifetime. But you're Scorpio rising, so that's why those traits would resonate with you, because when you're Scorpio rising, you pull the traits of the Scorpio to you. Soul retrieval is your current lifetime, and we go back and we defragment your soul, and you basically go back to different times in your life when you're facing things and traumas and hurts and fears, and you come to terms and face to face with things that happen for you and may cause you the things you struggle with now. So for you to heal these hurts, these traumas, and to heal these fragments that were ripped apart from your soul that you either gave away or were taken from you without your permission, for you to heal them, you actually have to feel them and face them. And then you yourself have to transmute them and draw them back into your spirit. So I always tell people, you know, I'm there for you. I check in on you after a soul retrieval. I just did one with somebody, and it really changed a lot of things in their life, and they've come to terms over the past couple of days and healed a lot of things, and they felt so much better. But they experienced things that they had forgotten about and went, wow, and realized how it affected their current life. So it's an emotional thing. For some people, it hurts. And I'm like, you got to drink a lot of water. You healed it, but you're still going to remember what that pain feels like. But after a couple of days, it's going to go away and you'll feel better. And they do. They always do. But I'm like, that's a little rough. And that one, I'm really with you a couple of days after that, because I don't let you go through it by yourself. Where did that thing go? Okay, so if it's rough around these edges, these things, even the littlest, affect you more than you know. Like I said, sitting next to a grouch who is grumbling at a doctor's office that has nothing to do with you can affect you. Things you can work out, fix them. If you can fix it, fix it. Things you can't fix, some things are broken and you can't fix it, just let it go. Let it go. It's time to face your demons. This is what the Scorpio energy does. Face the truth. So you may have to make a call to somebody. Send a text. Apologize when you're being too proud to apologize. Admit you did something wrong. Just speak the truth. Just set it right. Be done and with over. Set it right and be done and over with it, and you'll be good. Got it? Okay, so now I got to go to 6. We're almost there, guys. We're getting closer. I promise. We're getting closer. So now let's get to some of the good stuff, to the heart of this whole Scorpio moon, full moon, okay? We have been living lately, and this is why this time is affecting us so much right now and opening up our eyes really big and opening up our hearts and our feelings so everything's raw. We have been living in existence in a society, in a world of high performance, of drive for excellence, for perfection, to be the best and have the best. Well, COVID-19 sure did stop us dead in our tracks with that one, didn't they? Because it made a point with the energies going on, then now it's your time to slow down and connect with what matters. To be able to let go from some of the material, the material things that have held you hostage. So all of us, each one, can use some support and get in touch with the other side, known as the spiritual realm. Okay, because sometimes we're all in this together, and depending on where you're at, we're very lucky we have this group, because this is our soul family. You're my family. We have this live we do every Monday night, and everybody on there, if you see any of these lives in this family, and if you're new to this, everybody supports each other. There's no judgment here. You are who you are, and we love you. The human in us respects and loves and adores the human in you, and we're all perfectly perfect together. So we're very blessed that maybe in our own lives we may be able not to speak our truth or too afraid to, or you're struggling with something, but when you're on here, you're the brightest and brilliant star, each and every one of you, and you're loved and you're supported, and you know you have the support here, because a lot of you guys have actually started following each other and helping each other out. But you also, a lot of people, and you guys know this better, if you're hanging out with me, you know, I'm a medium, I see dead people, I talk to spirits, you know, I work with angels, the whole 9 yards, dimensional and all that other fun stuff. You can use some support and get in touch with the other side, known as the spiritual realm. So acknowledge the fact that it's there. Be vulnerable to speak that truth and admit it. Admit the fact that, guess what? Whether you like it or not, you can't do this on your own. Regardless of what your modality and what your faith is. You guys all know that I do believe in Jesus, that I walk with angels, that I'm a light worker, that's what I resonate with. But I also am a spiritualist. I know all about Buddhism. I know all about when you're dealing with people that believe in Allah and they live, you know, preach Allah. Whatever, you know, your Wiccans, even the people who are atheists and don't believe in anything else out there. You believe in science, which is a faith, is something greater. You have to trust in it and be vulnerable. You have to be able to admit you cannot do this on your own. A faith process, regardless of what your faith process in, is so important, because let me tell you something, when things have gotten rough for me and gotten bad, and let me tell you some of the dark alleys that I've had to walk down, and some of the things that I've went through, and the things that I've seen, and the pain that I've witnessed and experienced, and the dark alleys I've dragged people out of in my work. And in my own personal life, okay? No matter what, when I leave my house, I go, I got my angels. I'm safe no matter what, no matter how bad it is. Even if I'm close to hitting that ground, they're going to rescue my dumb ass. And my dumb ass has a legion that follows me, because I've done some stupid shit. You get to the point where you can't do it anymore, you drop on your knees, you just look up and say, help. So whatever you believe in, you have to give your children a faith process. What can't you see? You can't see me? Oh, come on. I actually went out of my room to come to a place where you could see me. So I'm hoping it's working. But you just have to surrender and say, just please help. Children need a faith process, because let me tell you, what the kids experience now, the bullying, the abuse, I've never seen anything like it. The things, I have 5 children, and the things that my 2 youngest, my girls, went through, oh, I can't even tell you. I remember, I'll never forget when my daughter was 12, my Lexi. And she said, Mommy, read me. And I always read my kids, but she wanted me to read her. And I didn't know, she hadn't said anything that is going on. And when I sat there and I read my daughter, and I actually saw what was being done to her, maybe it's because you need to hear my voice and not see. Sometimes we just need to listen, and it gets in deeper. But I looked at my daughter and I just started crying. And you remember this, Craigs. You remember this. I know you do. And just started crying. And because I saw what she was going through. So your babies need a faith process. So acknowledge and be vulnerable. Admit you can't do this on your own. Put down your sword. Stop being a tough guy. And ask your angels, your guides, the universe, whatever you resonate with, for guidance and a knowing sign. So just breathe right where you are. Take a second. Just take a second. Take that breath. Close your eyes and just be. Whether through a couple of moments of silence, a walk in nature, or a guided meditation. You know those guided meditations I do with you guys. This helps boost your brain health and spiritual health. Knowings, and can literally change your world with your first breath, with your first walk. One breath at a time, gentle knowings and truth. The truth doesn't have to knock your ass. We're in a time where you have a little bit of time to let this thing flow, to let go and let it flow. But the whole thing is now is the time for energy, space, and you're getting the space for creativity, for growth, for abundance. In this flower moon, if you are a writer and stopped writing something, Mags, who got bored with it, pick up those pages again. Finish your book. Artists who draw, start drawing. Singers who sing, sing. Dance, bake, paint. I don't care what the hell you do. Pick it up again. Open up. Got to open up that sacral chakra. We got to get everything going again. Get passionate again about everything in your life. Open up your creativity. Learn to do something you always wanted to do. Learn to say yes when you are inclined to say no. Funniest thing is, I never saw the movie before. You know what I watched last night? The Yes Man, with Jim Carrey. And he said no about everything and was cranky. And, you know, was so miserable. His life sucked, yada, yada, yada. Was negative about everything. Was never doing anything extra. Was never doing a favor. Never putting himself out there or putting somebody else before him. He started saying yes, and his whole world started changing. Now, of course, it's extreme. It was just, you know, it's a movie, but the theory is the same thing. When you're saying no about things you would normally say no to, or you're afraid to say yes to, just say yes. Give it a try. Because then you'll find that things will open in your world, and your world will open to joy and to passion and to being able to take a breath. You want to learn how to make beer? That's a form of creativity. So if you guys want to learn how to make beer, learn how to make wine, they have so many tutorials. Just go get a kit and make it. That's another form of creativity. Whatever your passion is, develop it. Help it grow. Give it a shot. You can learn how to make beer, give it a shot, and have a tasting party where people can come and try and taste your beer and see if they like it. Whatever you find that's going to make us happy. Absolutely, you go help your elderly neighbor. Of course. Lucy. So enjoy your life. Learn to live your life. Be passionate about it. And every opportunity that is being offered to you, even in this time of famine and struggle and fear and anger, rise above it. Be the phoenix. Feast from famine. That's what we're doing. Your creative block, remember, blocked by fear. Maggie, this is where I thought of you, can masquerade as boredom or unexplainable fatigue. You go to do something and all of a sudden you're just too tired. It's just too much work. You got to rise above it. That shows up when you are about to start something new. So whatever you need to do to liberate yourself and be able to create a force, and don't be afraid. So a lot of times it's just because you guys are chicken shit, if that makes any sense to you. Ooh, we're getting closer, guys. Okay, so now for the piece de resistance. The truth I revealed in our Phoenix Rising Live. When we did the Rise of the Phoenix, Pluto in retrograde and Capricorn, remember the one I saved at the beginning of the week? It is time, I say it again, to channel the Phoenix energy and rise. I know, it sounded just like you, didn't it, Mags? Scorpio also affects our power, control, and ability to transform. So you really are in the time of the Phoenix. This is no joke. The planets and the forces are aligning to help you out with this shit. So Phoenix burns to ash, and once it does, you rise bigger, beautiful, a more brilliant version of yourself. So look into your life and what your life needs. Look to see what symbolically needs to die, okay? That needs to be gone. And cast away. Cast it away. Get rid of it. Let it crash and burn. If it's not serving you and you need to change, cast away so something new can be born. So you can rise above. Let it go. Let it flow. Got it? With the full moon of May in Scorpio, this flower moon, let the energy transmute it. But remember, it's not going to be easy. Nothing worth having ever comes easy. And sometimes there's got to be a little bit of the struggle. Sometimes we have to go through it to get through it. And with the Phoenix energy flowing through you, if you allow it and you help it along, you will not only get through it, but rise above it. Okay? So now heads up. Scorpio has 4 phases. So we're in 4 phases of this moon cycle. 4 phases of evolution. You will go low before going high under this full moon. So remember I said it's not easy. It's a positive energy, but some shit's going to happen. A lot of shit's being drawn out and raised to the surface. You got to face some truths. Some secrets are coming to life. That's not easy to deal with. Okay. Snacks and Naps Club. That would be a good, coffee table book, Max. Remember, first off, Scorpio is the scorpion. It is a ground-dwelling little creature who stings every fear-evoking passerby. So that's the first phase. The second phase, Yellow Wolf, Scorpio as the serpent who can charm and mesmerize their way through, but can also be deadly and spit venom and are venomous when threatened. Get a little bit better. Third, when the Scorpio is like the eagle. This is your third phase of this moon. It's not only observant, but predatory. So it defends what's dear to them. Remember, defend what you believe is true and dear to you with the fierceness like ever. So the eagle is smart. They fly above and glide high above everything, taking in all that is down below them. But when they're done observing and taking it in and being smart, okay, they go back and nest with a lifelong mate. That's the eagle. Then the fourth phase of this evolution for Scorpio in this full moon is the Phoenix. When Scorpio is found in the Phoenix form, it is transcendent. One who rises from the ashes of destruction, from death, and becomes anew again, reborn, becomes bright and brilliant and strong and new. Becoming the Phoenix shows you life is everlasting, and that so are you. So this is the full moon in Scorpio, guys. Flower moon, last super moon, pulling in that positivity. So like I said, this is an amazing energy. Take advantage of it. Face what you got to face and make the changes you need to make and set a path for abundance and success and happiness. So in a time where everybody just wants to sit there and complain and lie down and say, oh, poor me and everything else, and don't get it twisted. I know it's a struggle. Every day I'm fighting. I know it's going to be okay because I got my angels. I know I'm a visionary, that I will create, I will build, and I will rise. And you have to remember, so can you guys, okay? So that is our full moon. And I did do it the night of the full moon. Hot damn. I am saving this. There is a chance I will do this again tomorrow for all the people that were not able to be on tonight. I just have to see what my schedule is with clients tomorrow. So we may be doing a repeat and a do-over. So if you have any questions, feel free to send me messages and I will address them. If you have any questions, you can send me the messages in either way. When I come on live again, I will address them. And it's just a little bit of touch on astrology, a little bit of touch on crystal energy and about the universe and everything else. We're kind of touching upon it all because it is everything. Life is, you know, it's fifth dimensional. We are all five-dimensional beings. We are not one-dimensional, two-dimensional, or three-dimensional. We are five-dimensional. You are like kaleidoscopes, like bubbles that shimmer and reflect light. Tap into it. Darkness and light, it's all the same thing. It all works together. So I may be coming live again tomorrow, but I do have some sessions that I have to work with. If you want to book a session or a past life regression, hit me up. You know what to do. Mama, how is your mother feeling? Because you're with your mom right now, right? And you're fine. You're going to be good. You ain't going to get sick, lady. Just so you know. Your mom should be feeling a lot better with you there because she just has such a connection with you. And this moon energy should be helping you as well. But, you know, this is a good time for you guys really to connect. Remember, I'm going to try to get that Sensual Sunday done on Monday night. And then we have our live again on Monday night for Mystic Mondays. I know, but the thing is you're there with her. So it's like she's getting a quickening, right? Because your life force connects with hers, so it's great. You see? You guys are connected and need each other. But give her a big hug for me. Everybody send prayers to Mama's mother. She's got pneumonia really bad. She's battling stage 4 cancer. And she is just a pistol and one of the most precious beings I've ever had the honor to be in the presence through video and work with. But just to even just be able to speak to her. She's just amazing. So please send healing energy and prayers. Not only to her mom, but to Mama and her babies as well, okay? So I love you guys. We've been on for a while. I'm saving this as well. Good night, and thank you for coming on so late with me. I appreciate it. And I will talk with you guys soon. And Lucy, I'm going to be setting up your session tomorrow, and your crystals are going in the mail to you tomorrow. All right, guys. Mad love for y'all. I'll talk to you soon. Good night.